I feel like I have the most odd and strange experiences that you cannot put in the storybook. I have fallen and hit my head and busted it open 2 times in my life. 2 times. Once when I was 8 and once when I was 24. I'm 24 now. First time, me and my cousin, we always used to take baths together. We would have like the toys in the tub, just this really fun situation in the bathtub. And we used to hang some of the toys above the shower rack. So my cousin was like, hey, Tay, can you get the bucket and the pail, get the stuff, our Beats toys. Me being the adventurous kid that I was, I decided I would be the one to get it. Somebody else could have got it, he could have got it, we could have called somebody to get it. But I decided to get it after having already been in the tub, so I'm wet, essentially. I reach up to get it, and my head hit the ground. BAM! And I had a head is open. I think both times that I've hit my head, there's like this sense of shock. So there was no pain, but my head was busted open. He was panicking. My grandma came in, was like, what happened? She was panicking. So then we go to the hospital. Turns out I gotta get staples. They put a shot in my head to numb it. I get staples. I'm not sure if I got stitches, but the whole time I was like trying to touch it. And my grandma was like, don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. Whenever she gets nervous or like scared, that energy turns into aggression. So she's like, do not touch it. And the whole time the doctor is doing whatever they're doing, I'm like, hey, will I be able to get a picture of it? Like, I needed to see it. I wanted to see the picture. I didn't care about anything that was going on back there. I was not in no pain. I wanted to see the picture. And it was like, yeah, we'll get you a picture. I never got a picture. Get back to the car. My cousin, Robbie, this is like my best friend, my first cousin growing up. We were so close. He in the car asleep. You is the reason that I'm here. Second time. I'm working this contract with Norwegian Cruise Lines. We working on the new Revolution show, the Prince show, this amazing show. And close to the last couple days, I ended up getting sick for whatever reason. I don't know. Somebody got sick in the company, and then I got sick. And we had a performance this day. We have been performing for a whole month. Never got sick. I was doing perfectly fine. I wasn't going out. I wasn't doing anything. I was keeping to myself. I was doing the show and just trying my best. I get sick the last show. Of course, this is the day that they're filming the show too for the archives. So I'm doing the show feeling lightheaded, feeling like I'm about to pass out, feeling so dizzy. I'm feeling my throat is feeling like gravel. I'm barely eating. I have no appetite. I ate a little half of salmon, a little like spoonful of rice that day. Nothing was going well. And there was people invited to see the show. So not only were they filming the show, but there's people watching the show. So after that, we say all of our goodbyes, and I decided to drive home that night because I wanted to spend like the night with my family and then just go to the airport because we were already in Florida. We were in Brandon, Florida anyway, and it's pretty close to home, at least close enough. So I'm home, I'm packing, and my mom was like, you need to go to sleep. And the whole time I'm like taking mini naps. I'm like lying down because I'm super duper tired. Mind you, I'm still kind of sick. I'm like lying down, and then I get to packing, and then I lay down again, and I get to packing. She's like, okay, you better go to bed. At this point, it's like 1, 2 o'clock, and I have to get up at like 3, 4 o'clock. I don't know why I be putting myself through stuff like this. So I finally finish packing, go to bed, alarm comes soon after, and I wake up and I'm like super dizzy. I'm like swaying. I've never felt this way in my life before, and obviously I've never passed out before. But I'm like swaying, I'm walking to the bathroom, I'm like, I need to brush my teeth. I'm trying to brush my teeth. I'm leaning in the sink, y'all, like this, brushing my teeth, leaning in the sink, brushing my teeth. Next thing you know, I wake up on the floor. No pain, nothing. I'm just like, I know I didn't lay on the floor. I would lay on the living room floor because it's carpeted, but I would never lay on the bathroom floor. That's not in my ballpark. So I go sit in my mom's bed. I'm like, because I had locks at the time, so I would always fidget with my hair. And then I feel something wet. And I look at my hand. It's blood. Whoa. So I'm like, Mom, I think I fell. She was like, what do you mean? I'm like, I think I fell. And then I show her. She's like, oh my God, we're not going to the airport. We're not going to the airport. We're going to the hospital. I'm like, okay. Then I go look in the bathroom, and there's a little bit of blood near her shower. And what's crazy is her shower has like, think of it like this. There's a little ledge that you have to step over to get into the shower. I fell right in front of the ledge. If I would have hit that corner, y'all, it would have been a whole different story and probably would have been much worse. So we pack it up, go to the hospital. I put on the Stitch shirt. That just happens to be my surgery shirt, that Stitch shirt that I got from Disney. And we go to the hospital. We're waiting in the hospital. We tell them what's going on. They like, take a seat. My head is open. So we wait in for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour 30. They finally see me. They run some tests. They take my blood. They do all this stuff. Mind you, the whole time my head is still open, y'all. So then they send me to the room. We waiting on the doctor to come look at it to tell me what's going on. He's like, yeah, we did some tests. We're going to give you staples, but we're not going to numb it because that would just be extra. We're not going to do stitches. We don't want any extra pain. I'm like, okay. And because I got staples the first time, 16 years ago, I was like, I don't really remember what the pain was or if there was pain with the staples. Maybe it didn't hurt because I don't remember it. I didn't know. He was like, we're going to do 3 staples. He does the first one. Bam! Second one. Bam! That one didn't hurt that much. It's like this full staple gun, y'all. Like a big stapler. Something that is industrial that you've never seen before. Like we staple in wood in boxes. Bam! Third one. It's like right in the center of my head. Well, close to the center. And then he was like, actually, I'm going to do one more. And at this point, we've taken like a longer break, like a 1 second longer break than we did for all the other ones. And I was like, 4? And 4 is my lucky number, but I wasn't so lucky today. He did it. Boom. Ooh. Hurt so bad. I don't know. I don't even know how this. Let's get dry. I don't even know how this amount of pain is possible in life, in the world, in the scope of human existence. Stapling in your head. I've never felt pain like that in my life to this day, and I never want to feel it again, and I don't wish it on my worst enemy. Don't be that much of an enemy, because I will, maybe. So he did that. I was like, and my mom was like, "Tay, you okay?" And she don't play. She don't like her kids being in pain. She don't like nobody being in pain. She don't like nobody that she loves being hurt. So she was not about to play with that doctor. And he was like, "You can punch me if you want." I should have punched him. He said I could. But I was so mad, so annoyed, so frustrated. I couldn't even cry. I just was like, I cannot believe that I have to deal with this right now. So then he's like, from our test, also, we saw something on your heart. My heart? They tell me that there's not really anything wrong. There's just like the muscular tissue is thicker than normal, something like that. He was like, you should probably get your heart checked at some point. I still haven't gotten checked, y'all. But let's get back to the core of the story. He tells me that I have to stay like 2 additional weeks to let my head heal and then get the staples out. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get them out too? But he was like, you can either go back to New York City and get the staples out there while you're there, or you can get them out here. And I'm like, I'm gonna get them out here where I got them. Because anytime I've done something medical in New York, it doesn't feel right. New York is always a humbling life experience, so I'd rather not deal with surgeries and anything medical there. So I stay home for 2 more weeks. Mind you, I'm about to start the Mean Girls tour. You know, I have a lot coming up. I'm like, oh my God, am I going to be able to tour? So I'm home, spending the day's ends, lying in bed, resting the whole time. And I can't even lie straight back because I got the staples in my head. So I have to sleep like this, sleep like this. If ever I'm in a car, I got to go like this. I'm like sitting in the car like this and we're driving straight. But one thing I have to point out, when I would go outside after a few days of resting, I felt like my eyes couldn't deal with the light that was outside. So every day I would wake up and it would take me some time to adjust to the light. So after those 2 weeks went by, we went to get the staples out. And of course, this took another long time. Why do they take so much time? Mind you, it wasn't the act of getting the staples out. It was waiting for them to figure out when to take the staples out and where to take the staples out. That took the most time. What concerned me the most was feeling that pain in my head again that I felt when I got the staples the first time. But he was like, this is pretty painless. And I said, it better be. So basically they like insert a tool and then they just open it and it pulls the staples out. And when he did it, it was literally 0 pain. And I was like, this is oddly comfortable. So I ended up having to pay $600 for that. Then I still decided to go to New York even though I was experiencing these symptoms of what I found out to be was a concussion. Didn't even think to look for that. So like those suitcases that I packed and spent all night packing, I took the things to New York. I went to New York City. I had this sublease. I was living my life. I was auditioning. I was there just right before Mean Girls. I wanted to spend some time in the city, see some shows. But every day I still was waking up and having a sensitivity to light. Mind you, I'm still feeling the residue of the sickness from the whole beginning of this process. But I'm concussed. I'm going to dance classes. I'm riding the subway. I'm going to get food. I'm doing all this stuff, not knowing what's going on, thinking, oh, this is just because I hit my head. Well, yeah, it is because I hit my head. But it's also because I have a concussion. The whole reason for all of this is because the fact that I was feeling sick and the fact that I didn't have appetite led to me having low blood pressure. So that's the reason why I passed out. And what's crazy is I always wondered what it was like to pass out. And now I know, and I don't want to know again. Pretty painless. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. And I pray to never live it again. Hee hee.